Hello everybody, this is a coffee review of Panera Salted Caramel. Bags is nothing more than just kind of propaganda. We look for the best beans, we try to work with um, renewable and sustainable and traditional growing and farming and harvesting and so forth and so on. What you would expect you'd find on a bag of Panera coffee. From what I understand, this is a medium roast coffee. I gave it the classic 4 to 5 minutes in a French press, and bang, this is what we get. As you can see, it is a deep tan, and when there was a little bit of a head, a bit of a foam on top, if you will, also had a bit of a tan to it as well. You smell hint of caramel, a lot of the coffee, but none of that saltiness at all. As a matter of fact, the caramel is starting to come out more now that the coffee is cooling down, but when it was straight out of the French press that I put this in, when it was still pretty scalding hot, the caramel was almost completely gone, and you had predominantly just the coffee. Still, nothing salted in it. Now that it has cooled down, I can actually touch the glass. It's a little bit different than when I was first tasting it. This is actually take 2 of this review. And during take 1, the first sips out of this was nothing but sheer brightness. Just absolutely nailed you with that acidity to it. Then that faded away and it turned into much more of a bitter coffee, because this is straight. You get nothing but that bitter coffee that came into it. And the caramel was hidden very far back underneath all of this dominating of the acidity and of the coffee flavors. Now that it's cooled down, you start getting more of the flavors out. The acidity is still there, but not as dominant, much more subdued. The bitterness of that coffee was also a lot more subdued. And that caramel is going from the way in the back to just simply in the back. So you've got the coffee, you got your acidity, and then tucked behind the acidity is that caramel flavor. I will say, much better now that it's cooled down than when it was scalding hot, when you first get out of the French press. A lot more flavors starting to come out of it. There's some layers are now starting to come out, but nothing too grandiose. The overall taste is very good for, say, summertime. It's got some body, but nothing overwhelming to it. At this point in time, when this video is being taped, it is late fall, and once the temperatures start to dip down, this will have absolutely no legs at all. You'll want something with a lot more body, something more to it. But in the summertime, instead around here it gets well over 100 quite easily, you want something much more light-bodied. This would fit that bill. So even though it says caramel and you expect a heavier taste on it, it doesn't have it. That caramel is much more of a third note, way in the back. Yeah, not even a second note, a third note. So I would have to say this would be pretty good coffee for summertime drinking. Or better yet, summer evening drinking, when you're rounding out the day and temperatures are starting to wane down for the evening. It's not a bad cup of coffee. When it is very hot, no. Let it cool. You'll be fine. So this has been a coffee review of Panera Salted Caramel. Don't expect any of the salted coming out of it. It's pretty much the best you're going to get is a caramel, and you got to dig for that. But that aside, any comments down below, please, about this particular product, or better yet, don't believe me. Go out, buy it, try it, and review this coffee on YouTube to let the rest of us know your particular thoughts about this particular product. And until next time, when I'm done rambling, keep on drinking.